You've seen those pictures, right? These massive, glowing walls of smartphones, all wired up, all running in perfect sync. I mean, it looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. But what's really going on there? Is it some huge, sophisticated scam operation? Or is it maybe the engine room for the next big app? Well, let's figure it out.
Now, your first thought is probably ClickFarm, some shady setup designed to pump out fake likes and followers. And you know what? You're not wrong, but that's only half the story. The other side of this coin is actually way more surprising and a lot more important than you might think.
Okay, so let's get a proper definition down so we're all on the same page. A phone farm, which you might also hear called a click farm or a bot farm, is basically a command center for a whole bunch of phones. The entire point is automation, making all those devices do things at the same time without a person having to touch every single one.
Right, let's just get the obvious stuff out of the way first. Let's talk about the dark side. This is exactly why phone farms have such a bad reputation. It's all about their role in large-scale digital manipulation.
So what are these manipulation farms actually up to? Well, it's a whole buffet of digital trickery. You've got the classic social media boosting for fake engagement, ad fraud that just vacuums up marketing money, and even creating tons of accounts just to sell them off for, well, for not so great purposes. But hang on, look at that second thing on the list. App testing. Just tuck that one away in your brain. It's going to be really important later.
The easiest way to get your head around how this works is to think of it like a business, a really shady business. The phones, they're your employees doing the grunt work. The control server, that's the manager, yelling out all the orders. The automation scripts, those are the super detailed instruction manuals for every single task. And the network system, this is the genius part, those are the disguises. They make every single employee look like a totally different person from somewhere else in the world.
And that's absolutely crucial, because it's all about secrecy. I mean, think about it. If a platform sees 1,000 likes all coming from the exact same digital address, that's a massive red flag. They'd shut it down in a second. So to get around that, every single phone needs its own unique digital passport, a different IP address from a proxy, a VPN, or even its very own SIM card. This is what makes it all look like thousands of real individual people.
Okay, so we've been through the world of digital deception. But now, here comes the twist. What if that exact same wall of phones wasn't being used for scams at all? What if it was actually an essential tool for building the apps that you and I use every single day? It's time to flip the script and look at the professional side of all this. And this, right here, just lays it all out perfectly. Look at this comparison. The hardware, it's identical. The automation ideas, they're the same. But the intent changes absolutely everything. One side's goal is deception, using all those disguises to fake engagement. The other's goal is quality, using a normal Wi-Fi connection to find bugs. See, it's not about the tool, it's about how you choose to use it. So you might be sitting there thinking, okay, I get it. How do I build the good kind? That's a great question. So let's switch gears from all this theory and get practical. We're going to walk through the actual blueprint for a small 10-phone testing lab that you could totally build yourself.
All right, step one is all about getting your gear together. You'll want about 10 different Android phones, and variety is really the key here. You want to test on different screen sizes, different versions of the OS, and please don't cheap out on the power supply. A good multi-port USB hub is critical for safety. A simple rack or even a pegboard will keep everything neat and, more importantly, cool. And finally, a decent PC with a good amount of RAM is going to be your command center.
Once you have the hardware, it's time to set up the software that really brings it all to life. On every single phone, you have to enable developer mode and then turn on USB debugging. This is what lets your computer talk to all of them. Now, the real workhorse here is a tool called ADB, or the Android Debug Bridge. It's how you'll send commands to the phones. On top of that, you'll put an automation layer, something like Appium, which is pretty friendly for beginners, and that lets you write scripts to do things like tap, swipe, and type.
Of course, the next question is always about the money. So here's a rough idea of the budget, just as an example. The phones obviously are going to be your biggest expense. And yeah, it's a pretty serious investment up front, no doubt about it. But for any serious developer or quality assurance team, the return on that investment is huge. Automating all your tests across a lab of real devices like this saves an incredible amount of time and catches bugs you'd never find otherwise.
Let's bring that company analogy back, but this time for our legitimate lab. The phones, they're now your dedicated quality assurance team, checking every single feature over and over. The USB hub, that's the office infrastructure that connects everybody. The Control PC is the project manager, handing out tasks and collecting all the bug reports. And the Wi-Fi router? Well, that's just the clean, stable work environment where great products actually get built.
So when you strip it all away after seeing both the Click Farm and the testing lab, you're really left with one simple conclusion. Technology, at its core, is just a tool.
And that's really the whole story right there in that one sentence. The very same wall of phones can be used as a weapon to manipulate people, or it can be used to make sure your banking app is totally secure. It can create a fake illusion of popularity, or it can find that one critical bug that saves a company from a total disaster.
In the end, all of this tech, the phones, the racks, the code, it's just an amplifier for whatever a person intends to do. So the main takeaway is this. The tool is the same. The intent is everything. Which really just leaves one question for you to think about. What will you build?